something that your male friends have done in your life or have said in your life? I'm sure there are a lot of things, but is there a common thing that your male friends have done that really frustrates you that you wanted to get out in this book?
Absolutely, and I think masculinity is probably one of those. Masculinity, as well as when does the young boy become a man? Because I think as males we're so caught up on the physical, that physical prowess. You know, a guy meets a girl is always, so how many guys have you been with before me? And it's kind of like, oh, you know, like 4 or 5. Or she's so scared to say, oh, well, technically it's been 10, but I'm not going to tell you that because you're going to see me as weird or, you know, call me all those names. So I'm just going to say 5, you know, because I don't want you to see me a certain way, not realizing that just like you, it's like women ask me all the time, so if I go on the first date, do I hook up? Like, do we hook up on the first date? I'm like, well, why not?
Do you want to hook up on the first date? If you want to do it, then
go
do
for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because whatever you are, at the end of that, so am I. We both of us did it. It wasn't like it was just you. You know, but it goes back to that physical prowess with men is that we're always trying to prove a point. And I always say, if you want to tap, if you want to top any, so forget about the tapping for now. If you want to top any experience that a woman has had, you have to connect with her on an emotional level. Get that out the way. Then combine that with your physical prowess. And that's how you top all the previous men.
Now, how did you get to this point in your life? Was it your upbringing? Was it your career, your travels? How did you get to this point where you actually, it sounds like you really know yourself as a man, emotionally and sexually. How did you get to that point?
Well, I've always loved sex, so always loved sex.
A lot of practice.
Always loved sex. I think what it was, I've always had women around me. Starting out with my aunt, my mom, and just always being around women, and I think I have an ability to just connect with women more than the average guy does. And so even when I was writing this book, because guys are like, oh, so what, you're like a special mandingo or something? Like, it wasn't always about the physical. I'm just able to really listen, because a lot of men listen to respond, not to understand. You have to listen to understand, then respond. So for example, you get home right now, we're dating, you get home and you're angry, and you're just like, honey, you're not gonna believe what he did, and how could and all this happened at work. Quickly, a guy always wanna go, honey, it's gonna be okay. You know, no, but you know, douchebag anyway. We don't really listen to understand. At that point, you can't tell a woman to calm down. You're actually irritating her further.
Yeah.
You have to just chill out, listen, really listen. Okay, all right, I hear you. And at the end of it all, maybe after she's at the bath, maybe after she's had some food and calmed down, then you go, so honey, about earlier, you know, maybe you could have tried it this way. Or, yeah, I agree with you. Total douchebag. Shouldn't have gone that. And that's it. But as men, we always want to fix because we're physical beings. It's what we do. We just want to get to it. Just fix it real quick. And that's where the problem is. We don't take the time to really hear our women.
Now, what kind of reaction have you had from men when you're giving this kind of advice, and from men who have read the book? Do they always take your advice to heart, or are they a little bit reluctant?
Because it's interesting.
I can imagine.
It's a mixture. So I met a guy last night, literally, I was walking with a friend of mine. I just happened, because, you know, I hustled from the boot of my car just the same. I was just like, hey, I got some books in the car right now. And
did you really do that?
Oh, yes, I did. Oh, absolutely. No, it's about the hustle.
You know, about the hustle.
People are selling crack and cocaine from their car. I'm selling books, okay?
Yeah,
I'm like, read a book.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this guy, and he literally said to me, listen, bruv, my penis is my masculinity. And I said to him, that's where so many men go wrong. If you're going to make your penis your masculinity, you're all wrong. It doesn't make sense. Your penis is an auxiliary of who you are. It's an extension of you. It is not who you are. It's good to know how to use it. Oh, I really hope you know how to use it. But it's not what makes you a man. It has nothing to do with any of that. How do you know the woman without having met the child? And how do you know the child without having met the mom? We often just get into relationships and we don't take the basics of that. We don't take the time to understand each other. So I want to do some freaky stuff to you, and I want to tie you up and stuff, and you're a little bit reserved, or you're like, no, I'm never going to do that. Often the guy just wants what he wants, not realizing, but hang on, did you stop to ask her? Maybe she was raped as a child. You don't know.
Yeah.
Take some time to really get to know the person you're with. Her vagina is different from Shaquisha's and Shawnette and whoever else woman, as it is. His penis is different from John and Andrew and anyone else. You have to take the time to get to know who you're with. That's how you get there. Communication. Communication.